Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new digital episode of State Champs, the MHSAA Boys Swimming Finals Edition. As always, I'm your host, Lauren Plant. We were out at all three divisions to cover the best swimmers and divers in the state on March 8th and March 9th. Now, if you missed it, don't worry. We have all the action and then some right here. Plus, throughout the show, we'll be joined by David Soulchefs, the head coach of the Bloomfield Hills girls swim team, as well as a member of the Swim Coaches Association. He'll have a season wrap-up and announce this year's dream team. Stick around. You won't want to miss this, so let's begin with the The Holland Community Aquatic Center, the site, the Division I Boys State Finals. We begin the day 200 medley relay. Holland, West Ottawa, and Celine battling for the win. The Panthers freshman anchor Kevin Moss flying past Celine to win by a couple of seconds. To the 200 freestyle, Howell High Junior Hunter Gubino is going to edge out the competition. Zealand's Jonathan Collin about a half second behind. Gubino finishes with a time of 1:40.67.
Yeah, I was looking at the kid from Zealand the whole time, and he put up a really good race, and I just went off of him, and then at the third 50, I kind of pulled away, and I was like, this is it. So it was a fun race, though.
Jump to the 200 individual medley in 2018. West Ottawa's Derek Moss took third as a junior in this event. Since then, killing it. Moss committed to the University of Alabama and competed at the U.S. Winter National Championships, setting career best times in all of his events. Flash forward to this state meet, crushing gold for the individual medley. Now, let's take you through the 50 freestyle. Henry Schutte, winner of both the 50 and the 100 free as a sophomore and a junior. The senior from Grand Rapids, Forest Hill Central, headed off to the University of Virginia. The favorite coming in did not disappoint.
It's been a great 4 years to be at this meet and compete, and I've met some great people to swim against, and I'm very thankful for it.
Heading over to the butterfly, Derek Moss attacking the water again as he leads the way, hitting the wall first with a time of 48 seconds. Moving into the 100 freestyle, Schutte back at it again, this time looking to defend this state title as well. He does, closing out his prep career, a 6-time state champion. Incredible. Ann Arbor Skyline senior diver William Henry Shermer closed out his career as a 3-time state champion. Shermer won by almost 100 points as he totaled just over 514. He's off to dive at Northwestern. Back to the races, and after taking 5th in the 500 last season, Gubino climbed to the top this year as a dual champion, winning the 200 free and capturing the grueling 500 free in 4 minutes and 31 seconds. 200 freestyle relay. The Harrison Farmington team of Tristan Strasburger, Trevor Jones, Jared Visser, and Brody Jamison took first place with a time of 1:25.24. Liam McDonald, the senior from Brother Rice, took 12th in the backstroke last year. This year, put in the work, the top seed coming in, and he takes first, finishing in just under a minute. Moving over to the breaststroke, where Northville senior Travis Nitkowitz going for it and winning by a time of 55.27. On to the last event of the day, 400 freestyle relay, and this is where the drama set in. Race to the finish between Holland, West Ottawa, and Detroit Catholic Central came down to the anchor Caden Soda from West Ottawa, bringing the win for his team. Overall, Holland, West Ottawa wins the state championship by 0.6 of a second. Its first title in nearly 5 decades.
You know, you win a state championship, it's special, and to win one in that fashion where it comes down to the last relay, and then to win by 600ths is just an incredible adrenaline rush, and we're pretty excited.
I've never been with a group of guys this motivated to win a state championship. Every single day in practice, they came in and pushed me.
All year this has been our goal, and especially accomplishing something like this with the guys that I've been swimming with ever since I started swimming is just such an amazing feeling, because these guys are like, they're not only my teammates, but they're more like brothers to me, because we spend like almost all of our time together, and it just really was the perfect ending for everything we've worked for almost our whole lives.
I want to welcome back now David Soulchefs to the State Champs studio. He joined us for the girls swim state finals extravaganza back in the fall. Now, not only are you the girls coach at Bloomfield Hills, but what is your role with the Michigan Interscholastic Swim Coaches Association?
So now I'm just the webmaster, but I've served as president, past president, awards chair, and just there to get all the information out and share all the great times and scores with everybody.
That's right. And you're a high school swim fan.
Absolutely.
Of course. So we just saw Division I. Ann Arbor Skyline was the reigning champ, but Holland West Ottawa runners-up last year, and this is what makes swimming so unique. A second-place finish in the 400 relay. 600ths of a second is what put West Ottawa in the team winner circle for the first time in 50 years.
50 years, yeah, how exciting. What else can you say? Stephen Boyer got those guys going, and it was just awesome. 6 100ths, the difference between first and second for a state championship.
Yeah, what else stood out to you in Division I?
Oh boy, just the fight back and forth. The Catholic Central just did a wonderful job, had a lot of depth. As that meet was going on, they're going back and forth. Hudsonville's in the mix the whole way, and as we near the end of that meet, Catholic Central grabs a ton of points in the backstroke, and then Holland West Ottawa jumps back with a whole bunch of points in the breaststroke, and then Soto, the breaststroker from Holland West Ottawa, within 15 minutes, he's getting out of the breaststroke, second place finish, turns around and anchors that 400 free relay to give him that win, and who knows, another 5 yards in that pool, and could have been a whole nother turnaround, but Holland West Ottawa pulled it out.
No doubt. All right, thank you very much. Let's move on now to Division II.
Moving on to Division II at the Michael H. Jones Natatorium on the campus of Eastern Michigan University. The opening race would be the 200-yard medley relay. Birmingham Groves' team, the 2018 champion in this event, consisted of David Helton, Nolan Camus, Jackson Gugney, and Hunter Riley in the anchor position. Through the backstroke, it was Helton setting the pace for Groves with a 24.24 split, but Groves Point South's Julian Pallas was right on his tail. But it was Rochester Adams' Hanson Kean cruising in the breaststroke, and it was the Highlanders in the lead. In the butterfly, Gugney made up enough time to give the lead back to Groves, and the rest was history as Riley fended off the charging Tanner Sharp from Dexter and South's freshman Tucker Briggs to start the day off with a huge 40 points for Groves. In the 200-yard freestyle, Dexter Casey Dolan and Portage Central's Owen Miller placed 1-2 in the prelims, but they had to square off against Walled Lake Western junior Eric Hyber. Through 50 yards, it was Hyber with a half-second split against Dolan and Miller, but that lead would keep growing as Hyber was able to fend off two seniors and win by 1.6 seconds and nab the title. The third event of the day was the 200 individual medley, and Fraser Jr. Alexander Capizzo was defending his title in the event, going for a third straight crown. But first, he had to take on Walled Lake Northern Jr. Zane Rosalie and the rest of the field. Rosalie held the lead through the backstroke and butterfly legs of the event, holding a nearly 2-second lead. But Capizzo's title defense was kicked into high gear as he came charging back in the breaststroke to put himself in position coming into the final freestyle length. Both swimmers neck and neck, but Capizzo simply overpowered the talented Rosalie in the last 15 yards to clock a 1:48.57 time and become a 3-time winner in the 200-yard IM.
Well, I knew he was going to be out a little bit fast because he's a good fly and backstroker. And so I knew I was going to be a little behind, but I didn't want to get too far behind to the point where I wouldn't be able to take him over in the breast and the free. So I kept it at kind of a good length, and I took him over in the freestyle. It feels amazing. Everybody did like an amazing job. And 149, it's insane.
Making his individual debut of the meet in the 50-yard freestyle, it was Dexter senior Nicholas Eberly, who's off to Auburn University in the fall. Through 25 yards, he was battling a pair of Midland Dow juniors, Luke Lizotte and Colin Shea. But Eberly gave Dexter the dub, and the Dreadnoughts were in first place through 4 events with 94 points. In the lone diving event, the 1-meter dive, Rochester Adams' Sudong Kim had his work cut out for him if he was going to overtake the defending champ, Hunter Hollenbeck of Okemos. Kim posted a score of 435.35, but it was Hollenbeck who dominated the weekend and posted a score of 462.95 to repeat as state champion.
Feels great to be state championship again. I won last year, but this year I was really hoping to get a couple records, but that didn't happen. But I'm really glad I could still come out, perform the way I wanted to, and just really be okay with how I did. I want to be happy with how I did, but it was enough.
In the 100-yard butterfly, Eberly was back in the pool to defend his 2018 crown in this event and simply dominated the race, winning by more than 2 seconds to give Dexter another 20 points in the meet. In the 100-yard freestyle, Eberly's teammate Casey Dolan was squaring off against the field. Like Eberly, Dolan ran into the scrappy pair of Midland Dow swimmers Luke Lizotte and Colin Shea. Through 50 yards, Lizotte and Shea were in the first and second position, but Dolan roared back with a 23.89 split in the final 50 to overtake the pair of Chargers and beat Lizotte by 0.02 seconds for the title. In the 500-yard freestyle, it is once again the legacy of Fraser Jr. Alexander Capizzo on the line as he was searching for his third straight title in this event as well. But Walled Lake Western's Eric Heiber started off strong, holding the lead through 3 laps, but Capizzo soon took the lead, and despite a feisty Heiber, would not relinquish the lead as Capizzo three-peated as a 500 freestyle champion. In the 200-yard freestyle relay, it was yet another showdown between Midland Dow and Dexter. Dow's team consisted of Colin Shea, Zach Fuchs, Hans Dane, Luke Lizotte, and kept the lead through the entire race, fending off the Dexter team of Tanner Sharp, Michael Bauman, Luke Saylor, and Casey Dolan. In the 100-yard backstroke, it was the young guys leading the way. Berkeley sophomore Jack Hamilton and Oscar A. Carlson freshman Ben Conroy placed 1-2 in the prelims and would repeat that order in the finals as Hamilton clocked in at 50.51 for the title. Tyler Vo of Holland took home 3rd place in the event. Moving on to the 100-yard breaststroke, it was Byron Center reaching the podium for the first time of the day, thanks to senior Jacob Grover with a time of 56.38 to best Oscar A. Carlson's Matt Williams and Alan Parks' Victor Martinez. Final event of the day was the 400-yard relay, and Dexter had all but locked up the team championship. The Dreadnoughts were led by Nicholas Eberly, who had quite the day and put Dexter in the lead early before Michael Bauman and Clayton Kinnard did their part as Casey Dolan anchored the Dreadnoughts and was able to fend off Birmingham Groves and Midland Dow for the crown. Dexter would go home with its 4th straight team championship, while Birmingham Groves and Seaholm took home 2nd and 3rd place.
I chose Lawrence Tech for the architecture program and volleyball team. Architecture is a great fit for me because I love math and design. Now I combine them with technology to create beautiful structures. At Lawrence Tech, I didn't have to wait until my 3rd year to start designing. Our hands-on education begins right from day 1. And I'm really excited about LTU's Design Center in Detroit. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
It's hard for young people to get financed, and Michigan Legacy helped me get my first auto loan. For that, I'm forever grateful, and I love this credit union.
At Michigan Legacy Credit Union, students are eligible to get a car loan without a cosigner. We are offering car loans to members who are 18 years or older and have not established credit yet. If you have a job, Michigan Legacy Credit Union can provide a car loan you can afford, allowing you to make your first big purchase. Go to MichiganLegacyCU.org to learn more. Start your financial future with Michigan Legacy Credit Union.
Welcome back inside the studio. Bloomfield Hills girls coach David Soulchefs here to comment on what took place at the state finals. Division II is all about Dexter, right? 4 in a row for the Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, Michael McHugh getting those guys going, 4-peat for them, just outstanding. Nick Eberly, Auburn commit for next year, did a wonderful job, winning the IM and just had a wonderful butterfly and just did some outstanding things.
We see these kind of mini dynasties happen from time to time. Obviously, in swimming, you obviously can see a lot of teams that have big-time contributors at the freshman level, so it's going to continue. But is this team kind of, extra special just because of what they're doing right now?
Absolutely. I mean, Mike's been doing a wonderful job. He's got those kids, bought into that program, training hard, working hard all the time, and just getting ready to give their all every single meet. And not only seeing Dexter doing some great things, you're starting to see, like you said, the young team starting to pick up. You had a young UAD team with a lot of freshmen, scoring a lot of points, getting a top 8 finish, and then Ricky Forrest with Groves. He's a team everybody's already saying look out for next year and the year after. He takes a runner-up trophy home, wins the medley relay, and watch out because you got some more teams hunting down. But I think Mike and the Dexter Dreadnoughts, they know what to do to take home the trophies.
Yeah. Was there any other notes that you took away from Division II?
I mean, just a lot of great swimming. Again, the youth I think was great. You saw some teams climb up there a little bit. Jack Hamilton from Berkeley had some great swims, and again, what else can you say? A four-peat, nothing better. So.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up now with Division III. We finish up at Oakland University. The boys fired up and ready to go in this Division III state finale. 200 medley relay is where we begin. Holland Christian's team battling it out against Grand Rapids Christian. It would be the anchor, Brad Windemuller from Holland Christian, winning a close one. To the 200 freestyle now. The junior Kevin Losey, representing Spring Lake High School, surpassing his competition with a time of 1:39.76.
It was a really great race. I mean, that was the best time by 2 seconds, and I just wanted to go just a little bit faster at finals to try to break 140, and I managed to do that. My splits I was really happy with my splits. I didn't die off, super consistent, and my legs stayed there, so I was super happy about that. Overall, I think that's what I trained for.
Next up, the 200 individual medley. Trenton sophomore Spencer Bowling Hamer was seated second in the individual medley, ecstatic after realizing he won the IM title. His first place finish, the first for a Trenton boys swimmer in a state final since 1969. Now let's head over to the always exciting 50 freestyle. The senior Cam Peel from Spring Lake captured his first 50 freestyle championship record, coming in at 1991 in Friday's prelim. He set the all-finals record in the Saturday race, 1986 his time. He becomes the first in Michigan to break 20 seconds in high school competition, not once, but twice. Caden Petrak from St. John's finished his season on a strong note, capturing the D3 diving title. Petrak is signed to dive at Louisiana State University, finished with a score of 5:20.20, a Division III state finals record. Riley Van Meter will swim at Alabama, second in the butterfly and backstroke last year, but this year, the favorite. No surprise for Holland Christian. He takes gold in the butterfly. He did with a winning time 48.07 seconds. Peel followed up his record-breaking 50 performance with another state record swim in the 100 freestyle, clocking in at 44 to demolish the Division III state record of 44.79. 500-yard freestyle. Mason sophomore Jonas Cantrell in control and taking the crown with a time of 4 minutes and 34 seconds.
Coming from a really small school and coming up to this meet is such a great honor. And it's such a different scale of competition, and I was really just fortunate to be able to compete at this level. We haven't had a state champion in over 20 years, and it's mind-blowing that I could be a part of this.
Let's move forward to the 200 freestyle relay. Another contested battle to the end between the anchors Peel of Spring Lake and Hears of Holland Christian. Middle of your screen, it would be the senior Peel victorious. Backstroke now. Van Meter seated second, but surpassed that seating with an outstanding swim, edging out his club teammate Joey Wachter. Breaststroke now. Andrew Dobransky of Milan High School, only a freshman, he would set up what is sure to be an outstanding career. Dobransky clocking in at 58 seconds in the win. The 400 free relay wraps this state meet. Spring Lake's team would come through again. The senior Peel anchoring the leg to victory by just 1 second. But the team title once again went to Holland Christian. Back-to-back state champs.
It's nice to repeat from last year. We didn't know if we could get it done against East Grand Rapids, but they put up good competition and everyone on our team swam really well. We all put in the work throughout the whole season to get it done, and really proud of everyone on our team for swimming as hard as they can. the whole meet.
Oakland U, the site for D3 this year. Holland Christian trying to prove last year was no joke. They did that in impressive fashion.
Absolutely. Over almost 100 points they win by. You know, just a lot of depth. Van Meter does a great job for them leading the way, gets on our dream team with some impressive swims. But, you know, looking at that D3 meet, Spring Lake, and we see an all new 50 freestyle state record. You know, Cam Peel breaks that 22nd barrier. We've been waiting for that for a long, long time. Got a lot of buddies I swam with back in the day that were on that list, and here he goes, and he breaks that time. And if you go back and look at some of those swims that he had, not only was his 50 great, 100 freestyle is outstanding, but go look at those relay splits. 43.01 on the back end of a 400 free relay. They put up both 200 freestyle and 400 freestyle relays, fastest in the state this year out of a D3 team. And then Caden Petrak in diving just does a wonderful job, grabs Dream Team honors with some of the best diving in the state this year.
Right, let's carry on some of that conversation. Two guys who will go on to swim at the next level. Riley Van Meter going to Alabama, Cam Peel going to Michigan. Both had fantastic meets and really fantastic careers, and it's awesome when you get two guys at that level at the same place to witness.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see these guys swim in D1 and hopefully at NCAAs in the next few years. And, you know, Cam, you know, we saw some great swims the last few years, same thing Van Meter, and then all of a sudden, boom, just these huge jumps. I mean, we keep track of the top 16 times all time in the history of the state. Cam was down that list a little bit and now just blows away that record. It was a lot of fun. You know, that's a huge barrier. You know, it's like in college, you see some of those sometimes too, and this was the first one for us. And
it's like the 4-minute mile, right? Cracking that.
Yeah, and I mean, he is history. He is part of a trivia question forever, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on D3 as we wrap it up?
You know, again, it's just a lot of great swims out of Holland Christian. You know, they do some wonderful things, had a lot of good depth all the way through. And you know, how cool is it? Cam takes home MSCA Swimmer of the Year, and his dad, his head coach, goes home with the MSCA Coach of the Year honors. So nice little honor there for dad and son.
Absolutely. All right, let's wrap up with this year's Dream Team. These are the fortunate ones this year. How does this group maybe compare to other Dream Teams of recent memory?
Wow, I mean, well, Cam Peel set the mark in the 50, you know, double winner, 50 and 100. The Spring Lake 200 free and 400 free relay made a run at Brother Rice's all-time records from back in the 90s when Rice had their dynasty going. Came up again, just probably 6 or 8 100ths short of breaking some of those records, so that was really impressive. You saw a lot of great stuff coming out of D3 this year. You know, again, Van Meter, you see a lot of guys jumping on that Dream Team from D3, so a lot of great talent there. Again, Eberly from Dexter doing some great things, getting on the list, and again, Holland West Ottawa grabbing that spot in the 200 medley relay, and just some impressive swims all the way around.
Is it cool too that Division I, Division II, Division III, sometimes how they'll move them around, how it's not always at the same place every year?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a good rotation going. MHSAA has been really great for us, and getting the kids to see all the different facilities, and you know, everybody's got their little myths about which pools are faster, and those type of things, and it moves the kids around. It just gets a little different competition, a little different vibe. So
absolutely. All right, well, thank you, Coach. That's a wrap on yet another exciting swim and dive season. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. I'm Lauren Plant for State Champs.